The system does not want you to be free. It wants you to be functional. That exhaustion you feel at the end of every day, that isn't a glitch in the machine. It is the intended output. You are living within a structure meticulously engineered to keep you exactly where you are. You are a gear turning endlessly to power an engine you do not own. An engine that will never, under any circumstances, work in your favor. Before we dismantle this blueprint, subscribe to this channel. Consider this your tactical headquarters. This space is reserved for those who have decided today to stop merely reacting to the world's blows and start besieging their own destiny with authority. Centuries ago in Japan, a silent class of merchants developed a doctrine to shield their time, their wealth, and their sovereignty against the reach of empires and the fallout of global crises. I call this the siege. This philosophy was forged in an era known as the Edo period, our primary source of strategic inspiration. This video is your first practical step toward applying these ancient laws to the absolute chaos of the 21st century. I am Kenji. My purpose here is not to coddle you with hollow motivation or childish promises of overnight riches. I'm here to recover a strategic mindset, one that was intentionally buried beneath the deafening noise of toxic productivity and mindless consumption. What you are about to see is not self-help. It is doctrine, applied to the survival and the absolute sovereignty of the individual. We do not chase the market like desperate prey. We observe the cycles with cold detachment. We study the invisible fractures in the system's walls, and we build our own fortress while the masses drown in the panic of the immediate. If you're looking for a shortcut or a magic formula to save you, this is your signal to leave. The path I offer demands honor. It demands a level of patience that most find unbearable. Above all, it demands the technical mastery of a system. Freedom is not a birthright, it is a conquest. It belongs only to those who know how to besiege their own ground and defend it with their lives. Modern education has been refined over decades to turn you into a world-class employee and a catastrophic master of your own fate. It trains you for obedience. It teaches you to save the crumbs that inflation eventually devours. It grooms you to believe that success is a linear path protected by the very institutions that exploit you. While you sleep in that comfort, the system prints debt and manufactures scarcity. It erodes your effort before you even step out of the office. In the logic of Edo, we invert this perverse game. We learn to track the enemy's movements, and we learn to besiege the opportunities they ignore. Look at the notifications on your phone. Look at the fleeting trends designed to hijack your focus. Look at the economic charts flashing in red. They are all engineered to keep your brain in a state of high cortisol alert, trapped in a primitive survival loop. This loop is what prevents you from planning for the next year or the next decade. In the Edo period, the merchant who failed to anticipate a harsh winter was the first to fall when the snow blocked the roads. Every time you surrender to a quick impulse, just to numb the stress of this endless race, you are handing a soldier from your garrison over to the enemy. Do you truly grasp the difference between an asset that buys your freedom and an appetite that buys your chains? The system needs you to confuse passing whims with vital needs. If your lifestyle consumes your entire future today, you don't have a life. You have an operating cost. You are a liability to yourself. But listen closely. The most lethal siege is not the one led by governments or taxes or the banks. The fatal siege is the one you carry out against yourself when you abandon your personal discipline. The principle of Edo is relentless. You must fortify your own internal domain before you even attempt to strike at the gates of the global market. How can you expect to conquer the titanic forces of the world if you cannot even govern the timing of your own alarm clock? How do you dare to demand sovereignty? If your attention is auctioned off to the highest bidding algorithm every 5 minutes of boredom, your real capital, your only truly finite asset, is not the balance in your bank account. It is your hour of life. It is your vital breath. It is your capacity to remain present and conscious in a world that profits from your distraction. If you do not own your hours, you are a servant. You are a modern-day vassal. It doesn't matter how expensive the watch on your wrist is, or how high your seat is in the corporate hierarchy. Wealth without the absolute ownership of time is just a golden cage, and the prisoner is the one working overtime to pay the rent for the bars. Reclaim your mental sovereignty first. Establish iron rituals that no one, and I mean no one, can break. Build a wall of strategic silence around your vision, the rest, the money, the influence, and the respect. They are merely the inevitable side effects of a freedom won through rigor. The ultimate truth, the moment of absolute clarity that the ancients called Satori, is this: the system doesn't just want your money, it wants your attention. Attention is the only raw material of the soul that you cannot manufacture more of. Once it is spent, it is gone forever. To win this invisible war, you must categorically refuse to fight on the terrain they have chosen for you. Stop competing for the same mediocre status symbols that the masses chase with such desperation. True power in the modern age resides in the radical capacity to refuse what does not move you closer to your strategic center. This is Wa. This is harmony. But do not be misled by romantic definitions. This isn't the passive peace of the weak. This is the strategic harmony of building systems that work for you, allowing you to observe the external chaos without being touched by it. It is the precise point where your intelligence, your silence, and your planning finally replace your raw, disorganized sweat. This is how the legendary merchant clans of Edo survived centuries of political collapse and bloody civil war. And it is exactly how you will seize command of your own narrative in this century. Master the art of being in the world, without ever belonging to its distractions. A life lived without bedrock principles is a house without a foundation. It is condemned to crumble the moment the market shifts. Build on the stone of truth. Protect your family with long-term strategy, not just temporary provisions. Reclaim absolute control over your time. This is your sacred duty as a seeker of mastery. If you have grasped the depth and the urgency of this first manuscript, subscribe now. Write the word sovereignty in the comments, so I know who is truly ready to break the siege for good. The way is open for those with the courage to act in the silence of the shadows. I am Kenji. The way has begun. I will see you. Sayonara.